Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Carol. Today I'm just going to talk about what has changed in my business as a loan signing agent since this is, or as we approach my 4th year in the business. One of the first things that is different is that I have more confidence than when I started out. You know, when you're new, it's scary. You know, you want to do everything perfectly. Sometimes you don't want to call and ask. You know, if you're working through a signing service, you don't want to look new. You don't want to call and ask how to do certain documents. But the smart thing to do is call and ask, because they'd rather you call and ask than assume and to wrongly assume at that. But yeah, I have more confidence than when I started out. I started with, I got certified through Mark Will's loan signing system, and this is not a paid endorsement of that course. It's just that in addition to his good reviews, he had a payment plan, and I didn't have a lot of money at that time, so that really was what worked for me. So once I became certified, I signed up on some social media groups just to get the vibe of what everybody else was doing, and or problems that they might run across, in their day-to-day business. And sometimes we'd get the person that would come in and say, which course is the best course to take, to get certified, and everybody would mention what class they took, as I did, and there would always be that one person that would say, yeah, Mark Will's is more of a marketing course. Than if you really want to learn the documents well, then you need to take this class. And that wasn't true for me. I did learn my documents, and then there would always later on to be that person that would come into the group and say, well, I just became certified, what do I do next? And then I would think, aha, in my bad Eddie Murphy impression, if you know, you know. But there's something to be said for learning what to do next, or how to market yourself in order to get business and stay in the business. So that additional marketing that he had with his class is really not a bad thing at all. The next thing that I have now is I have more business, of course, than when I started 4 years ago. Well, the first 2 years were a bit slow, but the last year, man, I was so busy, especially over the summer. I couldn't believe it, but I was happy about it. But I was glad that it started to pick up, because I feel fortunate that I came into this business I was at 60 or 61, and I talked to one of my friends about, maybe, I wanted to apply for Social Security, but I didn't want to, I wanted to wait, because I said, well, I could get more money if I waited, and he said, well, yeah, if you live that long. And I thought, okay, that's a good point. So I did end up signing up for Social Security, and sorry, I thought I turned it off. But anyway, I signed up for Social Security as my backup, and like I said, once things got busy, Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm trying to turn my cell phone off so it'll stop. That's another thing. When you're approaching 65, these Medicare people will wear your phone out. One of my friends said worse than a bill collector. But anyway, got more business, and like I said, seems to pick up every year. You know, it was slow in January, but like I said, I'm busy again now. So if you're able to stay in the business, you're lucky, because I've seen so many people that have had to go back into the corporate world because they weren't able to sustain themselves in the business. But okay, one of the next things I have is more equipment. I started out with a single tray laser printer that was gifted to me by my ex, and I had an Epson ES400 scanner, which I still have both to this day. But one day my printer, the drum went out, and I had, you know, documents to do later that day. So I didn't have much money at that time, and I did have one of the warehouse type organizational memberships. I had a club card, and I ran over and got what laser printer was available, and it was, of course, that one that they tell you not to get when you're starting out, that all-in-one laser printer that does copying, scanning, and printing. So I did get that, and it has served me well as a backup. So I'm not complaining, but you know, like I said, they tell you not to at the startup. And although I signed up for about 60 services, 60 companies in the beginning, you know, they would tell us 100, but I signed up with about 60. There are maybe 5 that I get most of my business from these days. I mean, they're bigger companies. I mean, I do have, most of them are. One of them is not that big, but the only one I haven't been able to snag business from yet is BankServe, and I am BankServe approved. It took, you know, I had to wait until 2023 to get approved, because if you have a real estate license, whether it's active or inactive, you cannot get BankServe approved. So once it expired in 2023, I was able to get BankServe approval, and they do send business in this area. It's just that it's like they send out the mass text, and it seems like every time it's come across, I'm signed out of their app, and then I have to think, okay, what is my username? It's not saved here, and by the time, you know, all that is passed, it's already gone. So I'm hoping to get some BankServe business this year, but it has eluded me so far. And then I guess the one business I do get the most from, you know, they have that app that you can just go in and say, I'm available anytime, so you can just assign me something automatically. Now, if you are not available, you need to go in there and sign yourself out for certain days or certain hours of the day. But that's the company I get the most business from. And the next thing that I have now that I didn't have in the beginning was I have business from a title company, just one, but I do have business. I did not market myself to the title companies as the course suggested. You know, I did a little bit, and then I didn't really follow through on that. I just kind of went and worked with the sign-in services, because I kept telling myself, yeah, I'm going to get more confident through the sign-in services, and then maybe I'll go and market myself to the title companies, which really didn't happen. I mean, there was one new title company that had come into the area, and I went over and introduced myself, and you know, and I never got anything from them, but I never really went back or, pushed it farther than that. But, last year I was at an event and I was talking to a lady, and she was asking what I did, and I told her, and she said, "Oh, you need to meet so and so because she just opened a title company here a few weeks ago, and here's her business card." So I just said, "Well, I'm not going over there. I'm going to send her an email," and I did, and I said, I told her I was Fidelity approved, and I was a preferred notary for certain companies or certain lenders, and she sent me an email back, and she said, "Okay, thanks, I'll keep that in mind," and that was that. And then about 3 weeks later, I got she notified me, and she said, "Can you go out and close these loans for me?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So since then, I have been working with them on and off, and she recently received an honor as one of the best new businesses, and I was congratulating her on social media, and she told me, she said, "I feel like you're part of the family too," which made me feel so good. But as far as changes, I think that's mostly it. I mean, what are your experiences? Let me know in the comments if you have ever been a loan signing agent, or if you got in the business, or if you're thinking of getting in the business and you have questions, hit me up. Or if you didn't make it in the business, let me know why. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and I hope you'll tune in for my next video. Bye.